Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. This is the start of the 6-week summer holiday vlogs, which we did last year, which you guys really enjoyed. We were up in the Lake District last year doing a lot of travelling. This year it's going to be focused around the one big area that we all know the name of by now, York, because that's where we bought a house. So this is my last day at my job that I've done for 2 years, and it's sad. It's sad to say goodbye, but I'm very excited for what the future holds. I've loved working with the people I've worked with, and I've been very lucky and honoured and humbled to be around a really good group of people. So I'm going to sadly get in the car, go there one last time, and say goodbye to them all, which is gonna suck. It's gonna suck. It's gonna be sad, but we're gonna be fine. It's gonna be okay. And yeah, I dressed up smart for the occasion, which I really like to do. If you find me most of the year, I'm in shorts and a t-shirt, so wearing a shirt with a tie is a massive thing. But today's a massive thing, so that's what we wanted to do. So yeah, I'll see you guys in a bit, whatever next clip will be. But this is officially one video every single day for the next 6 weeks on this channel, so subscribe. Peace. Ladies and gentlemen, this is it. The madness. The last time I'm ever going to be sat in this car park as an employee. Now, if I'm lucky in the future, because of the friends I've still got who work here, I'd like to come back and revisit some of the old people. People are now telling me to head to Morrison's. Okay. Liam was trying to do me a solid and get me to Morrison's because he thought they had Pokemon, because he used to work in Morrison's, and his mum told him that there might have been Pokemon, but she was talking about the one in Cheadle and not the one in Rochdale, but pretty good. So, ladies and gentlemen, that is it. That was a weird cut at the start of the video. My friend Liam thought there was Pokemon to be had, but there wasn't any, unfortunately. And that's the last time I spoke to you guys before my day. And now it's 3:04 on Friday, is it the 16th? Or is it the 17th? One or the other. Of July. And it's over. It's all over now. It's done. And it's, yes, Friday the 17th of July, and it's finished. I'm so lost for words, really. It has been 2 years of my life in one place, and it's over now. And I guess the only thing similar was maybe university, because that was 2 years, so the timing was the same, but feelings wise it's so weird. I have to say a goodbye to a lot of people that I've seen daily for a long period, and that's going to be weird. I mean, we were going to have to say goodbye for the summer anyway, but to say goodbye and actually mean it's a proper goodbye. It's not like goodbye for 6 weeks and then I'm going to come back and work with you all again. It's a goodbye properly, and that's really sad. It's really bittersweet, because there is a lot of happiness there. There's a lot of excitement to be had still. We've still got a lot to look forward to, and we've got a hell of a lot of work to do once we get to York. And it's going to be busy, and it's going to be fun, and it's going to be a lot of work and a lot of interesting new content to film for you guys, and I'm excited for that. But it is a bittersweet feeling, because it's a big chunk of my life has now come to an end, and it's over now, and I'm going to miss the people that I worked with. Not everyone was perfect, obviously, but for the majority of the people that I was lucky enough to work with, they were all pretty sound, and I really liked them. And I've said goodbye to them today, and that feels really weird. And the kids that I got to work with, I got really lucky. You don't get lucky in a lot of things, but in my work, of all the classes that I've ever been with, and I've worked with about 30 different classes in 30 different schools, and in all of those students that I worked with, the ones that I have just had the privilege of being with for this last academic year have by far been my favourite. They've been the best. And that's not meaning they've been the best every day, and they haven't been the best behaved, and they're still not the best behaved by a long shot, but they are kids who have got complex needs and interests and difficulties and challenges to overcome. And you know what? I'm proud as hell to see how far they've come. And I'm proud as hell to see where they're at now. And I'm proud as hell to see
all of this positive change that I've made with them. And I hope that they keep doing themselves proud more than anything by keeping it up. I really hope they keep it up moving forwards. And I really hope that they do it for themselves and keep themselves going, because from the kids that I met last September to the kids that they are now going into this 6-week summer holidays, they're brilliantly new people. They're much better in themselves. They've got a lot more confidence to them. I've seen them all come out of their shells a little bit more, and hopefully over the 6 weeks they'll have more time for a little bit of relaxing and resting and recuperating, ready to come back in September. And I'm going to miss them, and I think they're going to miss me, and we had some pretty sad goodbyes, and I've got some beautiful leaving presents to go through. And it was really bittersweet, because obviously I've lived in the same area. The road we're filming on right now, I've grown up around this area for 25 years. I've seen these roads and all of these shops and all of these buildings, and every now and then there's a new shop open, or there's a new sign goes up, or there's a bit of painting or redecorating work going on. But I've lived in the same area for 25 years, and if I stay in this job with these people, the people come and go all the time in our careers. That's what happens in our industry. It has crazy levels of turnover. And then the kids, obviously, you have 5 years with them, and then they leave. So it's really tough. It's really tough. And it's really bittersweet, and I think bittersweet is probably the only emotion that really fits, because that's the truth. It's been a great journey. It's been very difficult at times. It's been very fun at times, and it's been very stressful, and it's been very complicated for the right reasons. And some days I've, been dying to get out, and some days I've been dying to stay in longer. And it's just one of them things you never really know. Like, I don't know about an office job. I don't know about a 9-to-5 corporate job where it might be the same every day. But for me, in this industry, doing this job, it was different every single day. And I do like that about the job. But it doesn't make it any easier to say goodbye. And to have to say goodbye. And it's so tough. On one hand, yeah, I could stay here for another 3 years. And the kids that I work with, I could see them finish and leave their high school and get to hang out with some of these people a little while longer, some of these teachers a little while longer, and a few of these TAs a little while longer. But then they might have to leave because a job comes up, or something becomes available for them, or there's a better avenue for them to pursue, and they're not going to not take that. And they shouldn't not take that. And it's my turn to take that. And I think that's just really weird. I've been really used to watching people come and go and having to just be okay with it and just taking it as it comes. I saw it in Lego. We had a crazy amount of turnover at Lego, and we lost so many lovely people too quickly. And some not many nice people came back. And then doing agency, it was a different place every day. It was a different group of kids every day, different members of staff every day. You never really had time to make any friends, or you weren't really there to make any friends, and you didn't know whether you were going to be there for a day or 2 days or 5 days or a week or a month, or you're going to get the call to say that you've got to go to somewhere completely different as of tomorrow. So you didn't really know how long you had in those places. But with this school, I've been lucky enough to actually work there for a year period as an agent, and then a whole year as a full-term employee. And they have been great. And I'm really lucky that I met the majority of the people I met, and I've worked with the students that I've worked with, because in this industry you often don't get lucky with your staff, and you often don't get lucky with your kids, and it can be a nightmare job, and I can see it driving people crazy, and I know why it does. And my partner's a teacher, and I get it from her perspective. She's in a primary school. It's a little bit different, but also a little bit the same. It's tough. It's really tough, because as well as it being really tough, it's sad, because you are used to seeing people for a long period of time, and then all of a sudden they're gone. And now it's my turn. And I've never been on this end. I did it a little bit with Lego, but I was ready to leave Lego by the time I was handing in my notice, and I was working my notice, and I worked my last shift, and I walked out that shop as the employee for one last time, and I never looked back. My biggest fear is that I would have enjoyed doing this job so much. I would have progressed no further in life, because I'd have just gotten comfortable and cozy, and I'd have settled down here, and I'd have settled, and I'd have never left this place. And that's my biggest fear. I don't want to live and die in the same four walls, in the same area code, in the same postcode, in the same streets, in the same towns and villages that I've spent 25 years of my life. Because I've not been happy with myself for 25 years of my life. I want to be better. I want to improve. I've got so much more I can do. And I'm stuck in an area that limits that massively, to the point where I can't do anything. I can't improve. There's no way for me to get higher up in what I want to do here. The accessibility to things isn't as strong here. It's a really tough thing, because for me to do what I want to do the best, I'm gonna have to chase it. And being stuck around here is not chasing it. Being stuck around here is putting myself at a permanent handicap and putting myself at a permanent loss. And I'm never gonna have time to skill progress better and better and better to get to the level where I need to be if I'm stuck in here. You know, if I'm stuck in Rochdale and Oldham and Shaw all the time, I'm not going to get the chance to progress to the level that I can be at, and the quality of life that me and my partner want. I'm not going to ever get to that level, and that's a tough thing. That's a really tough thing to have to deal with. It's a really tough challenge to take on as a 25-year-old man. That is incredibly challenging. That is incredibly tough. As a young man, that is incredibly difficult. But we're here now, and it's the last day, and it's the first day of the start of the summer holidays, and I am lost for words, and also full of them at the same time. So I don't know. It's a tricky time. But I'm gonna have one last night workout. One last. Why is that not my filter light? What the fuck's going on? Interesting. Maybe I won't ever get a filter light. I don't know what to do. Are they letting me go? Oh, there we go. That's really confusing. But they're gonna, it's gonna be my last works night out for a long time, and then I will be leaving, and I will be taking the show on the road, and we'll be going somewhere brand new, and somewhere different, and somewhere exciting, and I'm excited for it. Don't get me wrong. I've been looking forward to this for such a long time, and I've been working with Helen for such a long time to get this started. And Helen has found us a beautiful house in York that she absolutely loves, and I've helped us get into it by working a job that I didn't necessarily want to work in, but I'm glad I listened to Helen, and I'm glad that I did it, and I'm very excited for the opportunities that it has brought me, and the people that it has brought me, and I am incredibly grateful to all of the lovely people I have met on the way, and it is the end of something and the start of something, and that's what makes it tough, and that's what makes it really difficult, and that is what makes this a really big challenge, because in order to start something new, you have to finish something old, and that's quite scary. To be honest with you, that's terrifying, but whoa, we got to do it. It is what it is at the end of the day. So we're going to have one last night out in Rochdale. As glamorous as that sounds, we'll make it fun. The people will make it fun. But we're going to have one last night out here in Rochdale, in my hometown of 25 years. And then in the morning, when the sun rises on a brand new day, we're going to become York people. Or I'm going to become a Yorkshire person. And I'm excited. I love the culture. I love the people. The great people of the North. The proper North. I love them. But I'm very excited to start my new life. And I've been very sad to say goodbye. But that's called being a human. And that's what happens. So God bless. I don't know if the rest of this video will come out I think it'll just be the intro and then this bit. But hopefully we'll get better and better and better as the days go on, and we'll get more and more content out for your faces very, very soon. So thank you for listening to me waffle. Subscribe to this channel, because we're going to start doing a lot of home renovation stuff, and you're going to want to keep up to date with that if you're interested, and it's going to be fun. I'm going to bring you along for the journey for the next 6 weeks. You're going to get a video a day for the next 6 weeks. That's a lot of videos. So subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace.